Hello comic book people! I follow a lot of different titles here and there. Sometimes I follow them very religiously and other times I just kind of follow them sporadically. Harley Quinn is one of those titles where I'll read here and there but I don't really follow it continuously all the way through. However, issue number 25 recently came out and I was a huge fan of the story. Of course, it is published by DC Comics. It was written by Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti. It was illustrated by Chad Hardin. Harley has had a lot of ups and downs in her career. She was originally introduced back in Batman the Animated Series, where she made the jump over into comic book form. This was back in the old DC universe, and I was a huge fan of her comic back then, too. Well, I say that like I'm a huge fan of her now. I am, and I really do like her character a lot. But in the new universe, I haven't been following her as closely as I should be. She is a really well-written character, though. This issue, she gets major closure for a lot of the problems that's been happening her and what's been plaguing her. She was originally just the sidekick to the Joker, where he emotionally and physically abused her constantly. But I am very happy to see that she gets back at him in this issue, something of which that I think has been long overdue. This current storyline has her trying to break out of prison her current boyfriend, Mason. Unfortunately, the Joker just happens to be right next door to him. It's a great setup for her to finally confront the Joker over everything that he did to her in the past. We also get some spotlighting of some of the other characters that are in Harley's life, including Pamela Isley, also known as Poison Ivy, who may or may not have had some relationship with her, but right now we'll just leave them at BFFs. The story was really well written. I really appreciated the way that this was done. I think Amanda Connors is a great writer, and I think that she's really brought out a lot in the character of Harley Quinn. I'm also a huge fan of the artwork too. Chad Hardin, he really knows how to draw the characters in a way where it looks like they are comic book characters, but at the same time, it's almost like we're seeing the characters through the light of Harley herself. So there's a lot more bright colors in it, which I'm happy about. Although he really didn't have anything to do with the colors, that was Alex Sinclair who did the coloring, but still, you had to see that they worked together on that. Luckily, when the DC Rebirth hits, Harley will be getting a new #1, so she will be making it through this. How she's going to be doing this and what's going to be happening to her, I guess we'll find out in the next few issues. Although secretly, I'm also hoping that she makes appearances in the Birds of Prey series. I think it would be pretty cool. Not as a villain, maybe she could be like a reoccurring character that shows up and helps them out on missions. Something to that effect. Or maybe she could be an anti-hero for them, where she helps out and does stuff, but it's against their code and ethics. I don't know, there's so many possibilities that they could go with. But anyways, that's all I can really say about this comic book. It is really well done. I highly recommend you read it. If you don't want to read all the backstory, that's okay. There's a lot of the story in this that's enclosed, so you don't really need to know too much about her past. But that's it for now. Be sure to check out my social media sites, my Patreon site, my website, and everything else out there. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me in this comic book review, and I'll join you in another one very soon. Peace.